I'm in downtown Adrian, Michigan, grabbing a cup of joe at Copper House Coffee and chatting with owner Brett Cotton.
When we designed this idea, we wanted to kind of have almost two businesses kind of together. So we have our roasting production area, and then we've got our cafe kind of in the front. You know, when we were kind of thinking through this whole concept of having a coffee shop downtown, what we really wanted to do was we first wanted to pick a roaster, because that we felt like everything had to start with the roast. So, and we really wanted to have something that's kind of a big attraction for downtown, something that makes people want to come down here and stay down here. You know, we wanted to have that kind of specialty coffee experience. So we do real latte cups, you know, so a lot of that kind of stuff is kind of, if you were to go to like Portland, Oregon, or you're going to go to all these other kind of like trendy hip towns, you know, and you see all these little coffee shops, you know, that's really what we wanted to try to bring into downtown Adrian. And so I think we've done a good job with that. So coming from the brewing industry, you know, we take sacks of grain and turn it into a glass of beer. For us, you know, taking sacks of beans and turn it into a cup of coffee was just kind of along the same lines of what we've already been accustomed to.
Cotton also owns the appropriately named Cotton Brewing Company on the east side of Adrian, as well as Rice and Barley Taphouse a few doors down on the main drag.
In 2017, you know, the opportunity to open up something downtown came up, so me and my wife kind of sat down and thought, you know, what's something we could do downtown that would complement everybody else?
Add to that community feel, add maybe a different flavor.
Yep. Right. So we ended up coming up with more of a restaurant style, you know, operation. So the food that we came up with is more Pan-Asian. We do sushi, we do pho, you know, Buddha bowls, you know, we do a lot of different buildables. So we kind of felt like that would be a really good fit for what's in downtown.
We'll grab a bite in a bit, but first I'm making a pit stop across the street at Mammoth Distilling. This is a Michigan-based company, but new to Adrian, relatively new. You guys are northern Michigan, like Traverse City area? Is that where it started?
Yep, we started in Central Lake, is where our production space is. So we only have all of our production happens in Central Lake. That's where our distillery is, as well as our rick house. And then we have 4 other tasting rooms like this one. This is number 5. The other 4 are all centrally located up there.
Mm-hmm. That's the MIT we're going off of, right?
This is Michigan, right? So we're down here in Michigan, the distillery's up here, our other tasting rooms are all up there. We're the first southern Michigan location, so kind of a lonely island down here right now, but we're definitely looking to expand more in in southern Michigan.
And you're adapting to your area and really becoming a part of this community, which is a tight-knit community, as we're learning, you know, being here throughout the day. One of your cocktails, it's the Maple Old Fashioned, named after the nickname for the city, correct?
That's correct. Adrian is known as the Maple City. I'm new to town, and I'm learning that you know, all the businesses, everyone here knows each other and really supports one another. They've been really welcoming of Mammoth and really excited to have us in town, and we're excited to be here.
Mammoth draws, well, mammoth crowds thanks to clever branding, live local music, creative cocktails, and specialty classes that puts visitors in the distilling chair.
For the blending studios, we usually pick 7 or 8 really cool, unique barrels that you can taste individually with our distiller, and we'll talk to you about them and how they're different from one another and kind of sample them, and then you and your friends can get to work blending them in different ways. And once you find a blend that you like, we'll bottle it up for you and personalize it and all of that stuff.
Is this kind of like a destination shop when people come to town? You get out-of-towners?
Yeah, I get a lot of out-of-towners, both from Ohio and from up north, people coming from Tecumseh, sometimes Ann Arbor, like the Detroit area. Since we've opened, I've had quite a few people coming from both the north and the south saying, we heard you were opening up down here. We're a lot closer to people on this side of the state than making the 4-hour trip up to some of our other locations. So people have been coming out of the way to make it here.
Well, I finished my beverage. Action was already underway in the kitchen at Rice and Barley. What are some of the challenges of preparing sushi?
There's a little bit if something is maybe wrong with the rice, like if it's not sticky enough or if it's too sticky, you might run into those little complexities. But as soon as you get cut, then if there's something wrong with it, you can easily, like I was taking with the mat, shaping it back up so that way it has a nice shape instead of just like a compressed down sushi shape.
Have you always been a fan of sushi and this type of Pan-Asian food, or is this something new to you?
I've loved sushi for years. I love the flavors and everything, so once I started here I was excited. I hadn't done much with it and just learned along the way.
I reunited with Brett at the bar and enjoyed a sud in a Dara cup.
Stands for Downtown Adrian Refreshment Area. So it basically means you can take your beer full and walk out the door with it, go visit other places in downtown, and it's completely legal to drink a beer on the sidewalk while you're walking down the road.
Craft beer and sushi may seem like an odd pairing at first, but Brett and his team make it work.
The food, you know, with the Pan-Asian side, it gives us a huge variety. I mean, we got Chinese, Japanese, Indian. I mean, there's all these Vietnamese. There's all these different ones we can do. And so, you know, most traditional bars, breweries, stuff like that kind of focus on pizzas, sandwiches, and stuff like this. So, you know, we visited a lot of different cities to try to come up with like what would be a fun idea. You know, we decided even this steel down here, we put chemicals on it to give it this distressed urban look. So we tried to come up with the kind of this like kind of twisted kind of classic urban look. So with our decorative lights and the kind of like I said, distressed steel everywhere. So that's really kind of what we wanted to go for. But we wanted to kind of set ourselves apart, you know, kind of make it something that, you know, they're coming here for a specific reason, and that's either going to be the food or the beer.
Or if you're like me, both. I mean, you see this huge bowl. Luckily, I have a film crew here to help me, but this is tremendous food at Rice and Barley.